Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we're going to discuss about one of the heroic poem called Beowulf. Beowulf is a heroic poem considered the highest achievement of Old English literature and the earliest European vernacular epic. It deals with events of the early 16th century CE, and it is believed to have been composed between 700 and 750. Although originally entitled, it was later named after the Scandinavian hero Beowulf, whose exploits a character provided something same. So the author of Beowulf is unknown. It is possible that the poem was composed by the transmitted between several different poets before it was preserved in a single manuscript that dates to about 1000. So today we're going to discuss about the summary of the Beowulf. So for the summary, King Hrothgar, the ruler of Danis, is troubled by the rampages of a demon named Grendel. Every night, Grendel attacks King Hogatar, wealthy Medhol, Heriot, killing Danish warrior and sometimes even eating them. Hogatar was a great warrior in this time, but now he is an old king and can't seem to protect his people. Fortunately, a young great warrior named Beowulf traveled to Heriot Hall from his own lands overseas to lend a helping hand literally. So after explaining that he owes Hogatar a favor because Hogatar helped out his father, Beowulf offers to fight Grendel himself. King Hogatar gratefully accepts his offer. The next time, Grendel attacks Heriot Hall. Beowulf is waiting for him, choosing to fight Grendel in hand-to-hand combat. Beowulf wrestles the demon into submission and eventually tears off his arm of the shoulder. Mortally wounded, Grendel flees into the wilderness and dies. Beowulf, Hogatar, and their followers threw a wild party to celebrate. Hogatar also gives Beowulf many presents and treasure to reward him for his heroic defeat of the demon. Unfortunately, Grendel has an overprotective mother who decides to revenge her son. While all of the warriors are sleeping of the party, she attacks Heriot Hall. But when the warriors wake up, she panics and flees back to her lair, a crib underneath a nearby lake. Beowulf is British warriors and some of Hogatar Danish warriors track her here. Beowulf dives into the lake and finds the cave. He takes on Grendel's mother in other one-on-one battle. Seizing a nearby sword, the Grendel's mother is stash of treasure. He slays her, even though her poisonous demon blood melts the blade. When Beowulf returned to the surface, carrying the sword held and Grendel's severed head, the Danish warriors have been helped him for dead. But his own British followers are still waiting patiently. When everyone sees that Beowulf has survived his second challenge, there's even more partying and gift-giving. Finally, the great takes their leave to the Danes. Beowulf says goodbye to King Hogatar and sails back to Great Land, where he is lord in the court of King Hygelac. Eventually, Hygelac and all his relatives are killed in different blood periods, and Beowulf becomes the king of the Geats. Beowulf reigns as king for 30 years, protecting the Geats from all of the other tribes around them, especially the Swedes. He is honorable and heroic warrior king, rewarding his loyal thanes or warrior lords are taking care of his people. But one day, Beowulf finally meets his match, a dragon. Woken by a thief stealing a goblet, begins attacking the Geats, burning villages and slaughtering people. Beowulf takes a group of 11 trusty warriors, plus the chief who knows where the dragon's lair is. To the bar of the final showdown with the monster, when they see the dragon, all but one of the warriors flee in terror. Only one man, Wiglat, remains at Beowulf's side. With Wiglat's help and encouragement, Beowulf is able to defeat the dragon, but he is mortally wounded in the process. After Beowulf's death, the Greeks build an armenious funeral pyre for him. Helped with treasure, once the pyre has burned down, they spend 10 days building an enormous barrow, a large mound of earth filled with treasure. As monument to their lost king, finally the Greeks taking care of the life of the Danes. Beowulf says goodbye to her king Hagatar and sails back to Great Land, where she is a lord in the court of King Hygelac. Eventually, Hygelac and all of his relatives are killed in different blood periods, and Beowulf becomes the king of the Greeks. Beowulf reigned as king for 50 years, protecting the Greeks from all the other tribes around them, especially the Swedish. He is an honorable and heroic warrior king, rewarding his loyal sons or the warrior lords and taking care of his people.